Hi, good morning. Today in my consultancy session, I'm going to talk regarding the revenue problems being faced by most companies. My consultation, the focus of my consultation, when I can solve revenue related problems of the organization in my consultancy. So today's session, I'll focus on the solutions through consultancy I can propose, I can give, and at the same time guarantee results, be able to deliver results, be able to show such improvement in revenues achieved in back to back quarters that can tell that in my consultancy, whosoever is the client organization, such will benefit from my suggestion, from my advice, and such advice, suggestion, proposition will be based on research elements, facts and data collected. It could be quantitative or it could be qualitative. First of all, in revenue problems, the main thing, the certain things which I have noted is that in the center is the management of the organization. As you know that human resources are the most important assets of the organization. Management is the that human resource of the organization which is core or critical to the functioning of the other functional departments of the organization. The management determines the composition of the teams, the approach and penetration in the markets. From their policies it will come that how the approach will be in a particular market and how to propagate within that niche market or within that segment. Who and how will the teams function, who will be leading and delegating within a team, and who will be the members following that lead. the the type of level of quality of the science or the mechanics or the uh, you can say the techniques of achieving the quality, efficiency, effectiveness, reach of the offered product or service quality or level of service. The management also determines the level of proficiency, their choice of a particular team, the person who will lead the team, the members who will follow the team, the way of delegating the responsibilities, work criterias, work instructions to the people who lead, who follow the lead. Since that is being uh, told by the determined by the management, from that also will follow the expertise and the inherent experience and abilities of the team members. So in expertise there are certain things which is, one is the inside knowledge and the other is the outside knowledge. On what basis they are making this particular team or members of the team to achieve a particular level of efficiency, effectiveness and quality in the offered products or services, that expertise will will be determined on the basis of the composition. No, I was telling that experience or expertise is of two types. One is the inherent or the necessity of the knowledge that the people carry with them, and one is the outside. Well, I prefer to go mostly by the necessity of the knowledge, meaning something which is derived from an inherent understanding of one's experience through the phases of work, through the phases of the professional approach, through the phases of uh, maturing in your profession in the course of time and achieving a level of self actualization. That is that is the that is the level of expertise that is most pure and having an impact when applied to a particular point uh, of delivery here as in terms of to get the particular revenue or level of revenue. So this is also determined by the actions, thoughts, orders, meetings, discussions of the management. These are very important. Now, what are variables do we use to determine the how do we approach this problem of uh, solution aspect of revenue? See, while studying the management, we will try to make a section on approach. Approach is approach is determined is very important. Approach. I am just using one word, approach. The approach is based on the following. Approach is what is their thoughts, catching up with those thoughts, what is at the receiving end of these thoughts, receiving end of these thoughts. How the receiving end of these thoughts are remotely, indirectly connected or aiding in developing a connection with the revenue. How far these receiving end of the thought process in the approach domain, in the section of approach, are remotely, directly, indirectly, or able to assist in the developing a connection with the revenue targets. Understanding. In the second variable, we are studying the management in this section, understanding, we are studying the management in their concreteness of understanding that the receiving end or what they are trying to uh, project from their thought process in terms of the revenue, how far it is a concrete such that uh, the the bridges such that the bridge that the bridges that they want to make that they try to make to achieve the targets, they are aiding or assisting in the development of the second phase of the revenue model. Second phase of the revenue model. If the second phase of the revenue model through their understanding is concrete, this means that earlier through their decisions, the organization of the teams, the markets that they decided, and the underlying expertise that they have or are carrying with them or are about to give shape to the experience, that has been almost correct through the flow of information that is happening. The third one is the experience. In the section of experience, we are exploring the management about their concreteness again in the second phase of the revenue model. Since they have decided on the receiving end, earlier I have spoken about it, if the experience is having a thorough grounding on the resources they have, the utilization of those resources, the ability of those resources to reach a particular level of efficiency in delivering with the problem area, in delivering a result driven with the problem area, that experience has to be calibrated and has to be measured, so that in this section we can advise this management that the approach here in the first section that you have done, how far you have been uh, able to rate your thoughts, receiving end of those thoughts, and the ability and the juxtaposition of those receiving end of those thoughts, in able to build a bridge to the second model of the revenue model, that in those bridges becoming being strong enough to able to deliver the results at the focus area of the revenue model. So in the experience section, we can calibrate with these things. The first two sections, the approach and the understanding. The understanding that this is a feasibility. Second revenue model is a feasibility. We can calibrate through the third section, which is the experience. In experience section, we also try to understand the nature of knowledge. I was telling about expertise as another fallout of management decision making. Management in their discussions, in their forums for discussions, in their orders, in their policies, in their uh, strategies, they are actually giving you signals about their knowledge levels, their expertise in trying to help the organization grow to the next level of revenue model. They are giving you signals. That signal is related or underlying the theme of expertise. So what is that underlying theme which is in the domain of expertise? Is their realization of the inherent capability of the resources to achieve a particular level of efficiency, a particular level of uh, demonstrated uh, demonstrated achievements that can give a surety to the level of performance that is required to get a consistency in the second phase of the revenue model. So that is the thing which gives you the underlying theme in expertise from the management, that their how far their this assumptions or their theme of expertise is going to carry forward in giving a level of consistency, just not being able to deliver on the focus areas and then leaving it at that phase itself. So it has to be consistent. So the expertise uh, will also give you inputs related to the fourth variable, which is knowledge. The knowledge about not only the extricate external formal education, formal understanding of the subject matter at hand, but an inherent internal tacit knowledge or tacit experience of the processes that can give rise to innovation or innovative understanding of the uh, processes that can give consistency, because one shape of the product or service that they are providing may not give consistency in the second phase of the revenue model. It can only be maintainable in the first level of the revenue model. So if knowledge has to be understood and harnessed to refine it, in the sense the tacticity of the knowledge, basically the understanding, intelligence has to be harnessed in a manner that can give the innovation a factor in the processes becoming such that there is a consistency in what the management is trying to achieve, second level of revenue model. So there are four variables I have spoken: approach, understanding, knowledge, and experience. Then people connectivity. People connectivity is yes, that aspect of management that is revolving around the human factor. That is, they are through their, again, an inherent understanding of the resources, they are trying to make a team which is having a good connectivity factor. The connectivity factor comes from a mutually acceptable relationship among the people, that they are able to not respect or care, but they are able to link the uh, inherent intelligence that one is proposing to the other is proposing to the third person, the fourth to the fifth, that these intelligence they are able to interlink or connect with one block with the other, and then there is a good connectivity. See, I am not talking here about these things, other respect and care. I am talking here about those things that the innovation, the intellectual, the offerings that one person is able to offer in a group, that is able to easily block with the intellectual offerings of the other member, so that a, a map is able to generate, a map is able to form, a understanding which is uh, collective in nature can be uh, generated, that is able to block, fit into the other block very well. So that is the people connectivity, which stems, again, flows out of the decision making or the strategy of the management here. The fifth variable is 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth variable is the locus of power. See, that is one thing where power, in organizational industrial psychology, power is a very important topic. That if the person who leads the team, that person is not able to effectively here effectively distribute the uh, distribute the feeling that what they seek is consistency in the second phase of the revenue model, then that locus will be of no use. If the locus is one person who leads the team, the locus is only in one person who leads the team, then the consistency will may suffer. I'm not saying will suffer, but may suffer, because he might not be able to satisfy the self-actualization or intellectual need, so that the members are able to form a connectivity. In that sense, that case, the consistency that is wanting to be achieved in the second revenue model may be a suffering, may be hampered. So from these variables, we understand the management through the data collected from the survey through these variables, which is indicative but not exhaustive. So I have here in a nutshell tried to explain the human factor in understanding how we can bridge the gap or make the projection strong enough, concrete enough to achieve a desired consistent second model of revenue, that is consistent and the bridge is strong enough to proceed from the first one to the second revenue model. And that is what the solution of the consultancy was when it started in the beginning. So in this manner I can help organizations with their uh, revenue achievement problems. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll make more another video in which I will talk about further about my consultancy for organizations.